welcome to this video called What in the World Took Place at Insert Pay-Per-View here. This pay-per-view that we're going to be inserting here is Elimination Chamber, and this is basically going to be a video that I'm going to be doing each time there's a pay-per-view or each time there's a event happening for wrestling, where I just talk about either the main thing that happened on the card, or the most amazing thing that happened on the card that I maybe thought was amazing, or like one particular match or something that happened in the angle. We'll see. And if it was the Royal Rumble, then I would have done the angle at the end. This time I'm going to be talking about the Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn match. I will have like just brief cliff notes on the other things, but first we will talk about what happened at the end. Now, if you haven't gone out your way to see it, go see it now and then come back if you don't like spoilers. And if you have seen it, then go see it again. It was fantastic. But yeah, go watch it. It was great. Anyway, so the match started with Roman Reigns coming out first, and Roman Reigns coming out first to me is amazing for Sami Zayn, right? It lets WWE, as Keith Lee would say, it allows Sami Zayn to bask in his glory, or bask in the glory of Montreal, because they were gonna cheer him loudly. Now, if you don't know, when he came out on SmackDown, he came out to his old music, so you know there was gonna be a massive pop for that, and there was a massive pop when he came out. So Roman Reigns came out first. Now, that shouldn't really happen because Roman Reigns is the champion, but the fact that they let him come out first, and again, Roman Reigns normally comes out second in all his matches, the fact that he came out first, and he came out, actually I think he came out first in the match against Seth as well. Yeah, he did, because because of the facial expressions he did when Seth came out. But anyway, when Sami Zayn came out second, right, it gave him championship feel. It gave him a championship feel. It gave the whole match like big stakes energy. It made him feel like a big deal, and the pop he got was amazing. Like all the crowd was just cheering him like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. Then he come out, and I made a joke because when he come out, him and Roman Reigns were standing in the ring for ages, just eyeing each other out, feeling each other out. You had the crowd just cheering. Like the crowd were just loud the whole match pretty much, right, until the end, which I'll get to. And literally, I made a joke saying that in that moment where them two were just standing there not doing anything, Sami Zayn lasted longer than the match that he had with Roman for the title a couple of years back. But I'm not going to get into that too much because it's depressing. Anyway, them two, there was a lot of power moves at the start. You know, Roman was getting booed to all hell, and he was even getting told, the crowd was saying F you Roman. So boy, he was getting it. He really was booed all the while Sami Zayn was completely over. It started off slow. The match started off slow. I'm not going to deny it. It felt like a Roman Reigns match, but didn't feel like a pay-per-view match at first. But when it picked up big. And there was a lot of power spots from Roman, some near spots, some near falls from Sami. And I tell you what, right, when Sami Zayn was getting some of his near falls, oh my gosh, Roman Reigns, I said this to the people that I was watching it with, he is a master at kicking out to make it a near fall. 2.9999 seconds Roman Reigns is kicking out at. He does it so frequently, right? He has mastered that craft, and you've got to tip your hat off to the guy. There was two ref bumps in this match. There was the first ref bump, and another ref came out, and then he got super punched. And the first ref bump that happened allowed Jimmy Uso to come out. I'm deliberately not telling you guys everything that happened in the match because I want you guys to go and watch it. Anyway, Jimmy Uso comes out. He super kicks Sami Zayn, I think 3 times. Then he super splashes him. Super splash? Whatever the splash is called, I can't remember. But he does the splash on him. And then Roman tries to pin him and Sami kicks out. So Sami survives. Then the second one happens. The second spot happened with the ref bump. And Sami Zayn is getting beat up, and then Jey Uso comes out. And when Jey Uso comes out, I'm getting worried because I'm thinking Jey Uso's going to turn on him, right? But you can see he's conflicted, so you know that if he does do it, he's not doing it because he wants to. And then Roman starts to pie face him. Same thing he was doing to Sami when Sami hit him with the chair. And you know what? When Roman turned his back, I genuinely thought that he might hit him with the chair, but he didn't. And I can't remember if he put the chair down. I think Roman took the chair off him, and then started to pie face him. I think he put the chair down and then started to pie face him. And this has so much implications. I'm not going to get into it in this video because I don't want to make this video long. I've got a feeling it's going to end up being longer than 10 minutes, which I didn't want. But I do not want this video to be long. But if I end up talking about all the implications that might have, it will just be long. Basically, yeah, the whole gist of what I'm getting at is this whole bloodline started with Jey and Roman, where Roman is trying to make Jey acknowledge him, and Jey will not do it, and so they have to have a match and all this stuff. Listen, if they end up having another match as well, yeah, it's gonna come back full circle. It just feels like it's coming back full circle. Anyway, so that happened anyway, right? And then afterwards, Sami accidentally spears Jey. He drops out the ring, and then Roman wails on Sami Zayn with a chair, beats him up with a chair, and then spears him. 1, 2, 3. Match is done. Crowd is deflated. But in terms of a match, I'm not gonna lie, the match could have been better, but it was still amazing, right? Because when it got like to the middle part of the match, the middle section of the match, and Sami Zayn was doing all his good moves, and then they were getting near, and he was getting all the near falls, moves that you know is probably not going to beat him, like his Blue Thunder Bomb, but still amazing moves. When you looked at that and you saw what was going on, you thought to yourself, oh my gosh, Sami could do it. Or you thought to yourself, oh my gosh, that was such a near fall. Roman Reigns has really mastered that craft, but they had a lovely back and forth. And it was all in all a great match. The drama and the storyline that was told within the match, after the match, it was absolutely fantastic. When the match was done as well, Roman ordered Jimmy, I don't know where Solo was, but Roman ordered Jimmy to basically kill Sami. And then Kevin Owens came out and helped him. From the looks of it, they're not back to being buddy yet, which is great. I suspected that was going to be the case anyway. I didn't think that they were just going to come back and hug, although I did think that they might. But when that happened, Kevin Owens comes out, that he helps him out. He comes out and leaves the ring, but it's like just like he's got a look on his face as if to say like you're supposed to be my brother, sort of thing. So I think in the next coming weeks they're gonna build towards them two getting back together. I think there's gonna be a tag match between them and the Usos for the belts. So that obviously hasn't come into fruition yet. I'm looking to put out a video at some point detailing the matches that I think is going to happen. There's going to be some matches in there that are guaranteed matches that you know is going to happen, but then there's going to be some matches in there that haven't been built up yet that I'm suspecting may happen. You know, Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes is going to be there. Rhea versus Charlotte's going to be there. Asuka versus Belair is going to be there. But there's going to be other matches that haven't been shown yet that essentially could be there too. So anyway, that was what happened in the main event and the main thing on the show. Just a few cliff notes as to what happened for the rest of the show. I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. I've got a feeling that's just going to go over because we're at the 9-minute mark. But anyway, the women's chamber match was a good match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed certain spots in it. I'm only going to pinpoint the end, which was Asuka, who came out last and then killed everyone, or killed enough of the people, and I suspected that was going to happen. I wanted that to happen, let me say. What I will say though, and what irritated me, is Asuka came out last, which was great. She was in the last two, which was expected. But I thought she was going to be in the last two with Raquel, which would have given me doubt as to who was going to win. I still would have assumed Asuka, but I would have been doubting it. They made it her and Carmella. Or I thought it would have been Asuka and Liv Morgan based on how SmackDown ended. But they made it her and Carmella, and nobody was expecting Carmella to win. Like, even if you just remember the fact that Belair killed her last year. So, or the year before, whenever it was. So for me, I just knew that that was going to end with it being Asuka. So that kind of killed the hype for me, but it was still a decent match. I wanted to see Asuka versus Belair, to be fair, once I realised that that Rhea was going to face Charlotte. So that's going to be fun and interesting, and I can't wait for that match. There's going to be 2 fire women's title matches on WrestleMania, and I can't wait. Brock versus Bobby was okay until the end. There was a DQ finish. Wasn't enjoying that. That makes me wonder now. Does that mean the storyline's done? Does that mean that Bobby Lashley is now 2-1 up and therefore he holds the crown? Or are they going to do another match? And if they do another match and Brock wins, are they going to do another match? Is Bray Wyatt going to be in there? Because obviously Bray Wyatt said whoever wins out of that match, they better run. Anyway, Judgment Day versus the Grit Couple. Yes, the Grit Couple was a decent match. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I would. The same way how I enjoyed the Grit Couple versus the It Couple. I enjoyed that match more than I expected that I would as well. So that match was pretty decent. I genuinely thought to myself initially that Edge and Beth Phoenix was going to win. But then I thought, surely they're not going to let Rhea lose her momentum. Because even if they pin Finn Balor, which is what I assume they might do, I also thought that it's going to be a loss on Rhea's record. And lo and behold, Edge and Phoenix won. Okay, cool. Hurts Rhea a little bit, but she didn't get pinned. The spot where they both powerbombed Edge and Finn Balor was nice. But we move. Hopefully it doesn't derail her. And honestly, hopefully she beats Charlotte. And in the men's chamber, decent match. There were some really good spots in there. The way how they killed Bronson Reed was fun. But they had to do that because Bronson Reed was brilliant in this match. And they kind of had to do that to kind of get him to get pinned. There was a lot of decent things happening in this match. I've made some notes, but like I said, I don't really want to go through it because we're already at the 12-minute mark. But all in all, it was a good match. And all in all, it was a good pay-per-view. I would definitely suggest you go and watch it, even if it's just for the pop that Sami Zayn gets. You can literally just watch it for when the start of the match happened and they are chanting for Sami Zayn, and then you can just end it there. Literally, it's that emotional. Yeah, but anyway, it was a good match. It was a good pay-per-view. 4 out of 5. I'm gonna give it. Just for the Montreal fans, I think I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Yes, I know I've got a source system, but like I said, I haven't figured out yet exactly how that source system's gonna work. The only reason why I said Marmite before is because it was a love it or hate it show. This to me was more in the love it category. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys. I know that this has just been a quick one. Like and subscribe. Make sure you check me, CM_GMR. Subscribe to the video. Check out my socials. I do live stream on Twitch. CM_GMR over there, and CM_GMR on Twitter as well. Go follow me. I do appreciate you guys. I will be back soon. Likelihood is I'll do the review to this pay-per-view. I'll probably do either later on today, Sunday, or on the Monday at some point. Yeah. Sorry this was longer than I expected it to be. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in a bit.